Wonu. Who's in the house? Who's in the house? As you guys might be hearing, my voice is getting better. There's a little bit of hoarseness to it right now, but that's because I've been talking to my wife for about an hour on the phone. I am driving across the country, and I am in the middle of Sundown, Texas. And so I stopped at a gas station to come and do this live, But if anything happens, like my boy Jesse Smollett says or Smollett says, I'm not suicidal, right? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and begin. Once we get, let's be ambitious today. Let's get 20 people in the live. Once we get 20 people in the live, we're gonna go ahead and begin. Today's topic is your chi wants what you want. Okay. If you're new to the live or if you're new to this channel, my name is Derek Ofadarongwa. I discuss Igbo spirituality, known as Odinani Ndibo. Odinani. I discuss Odinani. I discuss Igbo cosmology and history. And every now and then, every Friday or every Saturday, we come and do these lives and discuss different topics. Hey, Chimoge, and they won't want them. Hey, Chimoge, if you see anything in the news, just let them know I'm not suicidal. Well, yeah. I'm in the middle of Sundown, Texas, bro. That's the Derek Jackson setup. Yeah. I'm in the car today. I'm doing the Derek Jackson setup. Like I said, I'm in the middle of Sundown, Texas. I'm driving across the entire country. For those of you who are patrons, I'm not going to be super responsive for the next 48 hours. Um, so bear with me. But in day one, everybody said Derek Jackson. Who's all in the house? We're going to begin talking, or we're going to discuss the topic once we get to 20 likes or 20 people in here, right? Once we have 20 people in here, we're going to discuss. The topic is your chi wants what you want. I actually posted a short that touched on the topic too, or that broke that down. I'm going to discuss that further in depth here. But yeah, I'm doing the Derek Jackson setup. I'm in a car in the middle of Sundown, Texas. So yeah, good work. Would like to share on Twin someday. Oh yeah, Chitty, definitely. That one has been highly requested. Chitty, if you want to see topics, the best way to do it is to post on just like comments under a video. Okay. So what I do is I go through all the comments and I collect all the you should do this video. I want to hear this. I want to hear that. And I put it up for vote on Patreon. So recently we had an election, right? We had an election of topics. And I'm going to be announcing for the non-patrons which two are the winner, right? Which two are the winner. And I'm going off of memory. So patrons, correct me if I'm wrong at the end. Don't do spoilers. We're going to do this at the end. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going off of memory from when I first got in this car until now. And so I'm going to be announcing the two winners with a slight margin of error, that kind of thing. So, who's all in the house? King Gold, Uchechi in the building, right? That's what's up, Chidi, yes. I see Chimoge is in the house. Who's all in the house? Let's get your Ndewos going. Right? Let's get your Ndewos going. We have 11 people. Once we get to 20 people, I'm going to go ahead and begin the discussion. Today's discussion is your chi wants what you want, right? Your wants and the wants of your chi are one to one. And so this is what I'm going to be discussing today, what that means, what that looks like, and how to make sense of it. Then, of course, I'll be answering questions. I'll be here until questions run out or until the sun goes down. Or until the sun goes down, right? Based on where I'm at right now. If you catch me looking over my shoulder a lot, it's because I know what part of the country I'm in right now. So I'm on a very long road trip, and I stopped in the middle of nowhere to do this live. And so let's see how it goes. Amara ndewo, hey, Amara nwanne, ndewo, April ndewo, hey, that's what's up. April. Let me not expose anybody's business, but certain people signed up for Kedu, And those of you who are interested in learning the Igbo language, you see everybody in here saying Ndewo, 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 right? So those of you who are interested in learning the Igbo language, the original language of our people, and when I say our people, I mean our people, right? So the original language of our people, if you're interested in learning the original language, go to www.kedu.me. It is my Igbo language school. It is spelled KEDU.me. We have about 1 week until we start the spring quarter. So if you haven't signed up yet, go ahead and sign up at www.kedu.me. Previous students, if you're trying to get into the spring quarter, this is the week to do it, so, or the weekend to do it. So get in there, www.kedu.me. We are going to begin once we get 20 people in here. The topic is what you want is what your chi wants. Okay. We are at 14 people, and I don't understand how this works, how we have 14 people in here but we only have 9 likes, right? What's that about? What's that about? Yeah, you see me here, going live in places that no black man should be parked. I can at least get a like, right? If you're in the chat, you must not know the tradition if you haven't hit like. Everybody that comes in here hits it. Chimoga says chai, right? Chai, yeah, so the tradition is once you're in here, you got to hit the like button. You got to hit the like button. It is the quickest way to help the channel because it helps people that are similar to you or have similar interests to you get this as a recommendation. Now, the number one way to help the channel is by joining the Patreon community at patreon.com/themedicineshell. My patrons have full access to my research library. So if you're interested in Igbo spirituality, history, culture, and even some of the diasporic traditions like Santeria, Hoodoo, Obe, and so forth. I have an entire library where I keep all my research. I think I'm in the 300s as far as articles and books. So it's got books in there, articles, first-hand journals, things like that, written by Dibias, Nzes, researchers, and even some Europeans that decided to go to Africa in the 1500s and write what they saw. So all of that is available at patreon.com/themedicineshell. I can't type right now, or I can type, but I'm not, I feel like I'll click out of something. So if somebody wants to post a link to that, go ahead. The patreon.com/themedicineshell. So number one way to help the channel, but the easiest way to help the channel is by hitting the like button. So right now I got 2 people that are just, I don't know, maybe they're scoping me out, maybe they want to see what this is all about. But listen, we're a good community, we're good people, we welcome you. Go ahead, hit the like button so we can get started. Jerry says chai. Where do I like? The like button is like, I think it's like you see my screen, then you just go just below my screen. You'll see the like button, the dislike button, and then like the name of the video. So yeah, if I'm remembering off memory, if I'm just going off memory. Once we get to 20 people, we are going to go ahead and begin. The topic is your chi wants what you want, and you want what your chi wants. That is today's topic. If you are new to the channel, my name is Derek Ofadarangwa. I am the host of The Medicine Shell, where we talk about Igbo spirituality, cosmology, and culture. And yeah, just go ahead and hit like. Oh yeah, and then send this out to people, right? If you know somebody who you think would be interested in this topic or who would find this interesting, or maybe when I'm going, you're like, okay, I got to share this with people. Post this on Facebook, post this on Instagram, post it on Twitter, TikTok, wherever you post that. I'm trying to see some of the comments. Priceless content. Thank you, my brother. Oh, thank you. Super proud patron. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, I appreciate that. If you're a patron, I'm going to be out of communication for the next 48 hours. I'm doing a lot of driving. Oh, Dimma. You have to exit the chat to like. Oh, I didn't know that. Hey, Nigerius, I feel like I haven't seen you in a while. Ndewo. Somebody says, I swear I'm 29. I don't get it. Well, happy birthday. Hold on. Mela says thank you. Odemma. Cool. So who is all in the house? Hey, we've done it. We've hit 20 people. We have hit 20 people. We have done it. Funny enough, I think I stole some orji from my father-in-law's house. He had a big bucket of orji, And I was at my brother-in-law's wedding, and it was for the wedding guests. And so I was like, damn, I hope they don't finish it. And they finished most of it, but I got a couple. I got a couple to go, and they were perfect. They were straight from Nigeria. They were four lobes, they look like art, right? They look like art. But I don't have any with me. So I get G, Aka, Atuaji. Okay, we're gonna use our hands to do this. Okay, as always, I'm gonna begin with the Aji breaking ceremony. I'm gonna say before I start, right? People always ask me, okay, what's the first thing you have to learn, like, to get into Igbo culture, right? Maybe somebody took a DNA test recently. Maybe their parents didn't do a good job of teaching them. And I always tell them, or maybe they want to learn the language, right? Like at Kedu, we make sure to learn how to do this, right? And the first place to start is by doing the Iwaji, right? Learn how to break the kola nut. Learn how to do a kola nut breaking ceremony, which is what I'm going to do now, right? And start from there, and the rest will pan out or fall in place. Okay? So let me go ahead and begin. Okikekeruwa, alawala, ala nne mmadụ na nne mmụọ, ala nne ndị mbụ, ala bụ nne ndị egede, ala na-enye ndụ, ọchị abịala. Ejighị m ọjị taa anyị, mana anyị ji obiọma ekele gị. Mana ndị iche si na ọjị bụ obi, obi bụ ọjị. Ha bụ otu. Eji m obiọma na-ekele gị. Eji m obiọma na-ekele ndị mbụ na ndị egede. Eji m obiọma na-ekele ndị mmadụ na ndị mmụọ. Eji m obiọma na-ekele ndị eke, ndị orie, ndị afọ na ndị nkwọ. Eji m obiọma na-ekele ụmụ ajana na ụmụ kpakpando eluigwe. Nke Chukwu ji aka eke n'ụwa. Eji m obiọma na-ekele ụnụ. Otu nna fụrụ m bụ otu nde. Obi m dị ọcha, aka m dị ọcha, ihu m dị ọcha, mana ana m aga ije Chineke kere ka m gaa n'ụwa. Aga m aga ya na Eke, na Orie, na Afọ, na Nkwọ. Ise. All right. Ise. All right. So the thing I just did now, that's the first thing you should learn how to do, right? If you learn how to do that, a whole lot of things are going to come out of you, right? They're going to come out of you. A whole lot of things are going to start coming out of you. Ask anybody who signed up for Kedu, they'll tell you. So, yeah. Lalita says, hey, family. He say. Very cool, very cool. Receive it. All right, let us go ahead and begin. So today's discussion is a very important but simple fact, right? Our ancestors have an ilu, and if you don't know, an ilu is a proverb, right? And the ilu says, "Icho chingi igafu onwengi," or "Mado chochia ogahu onwenya," right? If a person looks for their chi, they're going to see themselves, right? If a person looks for their chi, they're going to see themselves. So after digging and scratching and trying to figure out this and that and memorizing the whole Medicine Shell library and watching all the Medicine Shell videos and even checking out my boy Sirius Hugo's art. After doing all that, at the end, you're going to end up seeing yourself, right? And so today's topic, you can interpret that how you want to interpret it, but it ties into today's topic. And today's topic is that your chi wants what you want, right? There is, one of the things that religion tends to do is it separates the concept of God from the individual. It separates from the individual, separates the concept of nature from God. Right? Every single thing it takes to make you is in nature. So if you want to find yourself, you look into nature. If you look into nature, you look into yourself. No one is. And the relationship doesn't change when it comes to whatever it is you call it. Right? Whatever it is, the thing that brought you to the spark thing, the inspiration, the idea, the force, the sentience that created you, that is the reason you live. There's no difference between you and that thing. And religion tends to tell you that all of these things are separate, so that you go to a middleman or a conduit or an interpreter to tell you where to find all of these different things, where you stand. Somebody says we can't hear you, Paul. Oh, jeez. Maybe if I brought it closer. Can you guys hear me better now? Ah, geez. All right, who can hear me? Can you guys hear me? I'm closer now. Audio. I don't think he sees the chat better. Yep. Okay. Hey, y'all have to put your ear on the speaker. I'm doing this real guerrilla style. For those who are new, this is not my normal setup, right? Hey, you guys have to put your ear on this. You have to squint. Cool, cool, cool. We missed all of it. Yeah, you blocked. Oh, okay. I probably blocked the phone. Yeah. SC, thank you for that. Right? Hey, some of you guys have to put your ear on the speaker, though, for real. Okay. All right. Let me go back to the beginning. All right. Hey, Kay Schwazy. I think it's the first time I've seen that name. Welcome. Yeah, I think my finger was a fat finger. I'll do my okay. Let me go back. Let me rewind it. It needs subtitles. No problem. All right, then, Uchechi, get to typing, man. Get to typing. Nah. All right, let me go ahead and start again. Okay. All right. So there is an ilu, right? There's an ilu. For those who don't know, an ilu is a wise saying from our ancestors, right? An ilu is a wise saying from our ancestors. New here, I can hear and see just fine. Yeah, y'all need to get Swayze's phone. Y'all need to get rid of that iPhone 10. Y'all not message. I don't even know which one's the current iPhone. But yeah, go ahead. Let me go ahead and begin. All right, so there's an ilu that our ancestors share with us, their posterity, right? And this ilu says that, yeah, Android gang, there you go. I'm late. What are we doing? All right, let me stop looking at the chat. There's an ilu our ancestors share with their posterity, right? And the ilu says, Madu, Cho, Chia, Ogahu, Onweya. Madu, Cho, Chia, Ogahu, Onweya. If a person searches for their chi, they're going to see themselves, right? If a person searches for their chi, they're going to see themselves, right? And what I said earlier was that if you watch every Medicine Shell video and you memorize everything in the Medicine Shell library, and you even check out my boy Hugo Serious's art, and I mean, you just do everything, right? In the end of the day, once you're done digging, the thing you're going to end up seeing is yourself, right? There is no separation between you and your chi. For those who don't know, the chi is an concept from our ancestors. And this concept is a title for whatever it is that created you, right? Now, of course, our ancestors understand that thing to have a specific nature, but whatever it is that created you, there's no separation between you and that thing. There's no separation. Ross says that basically, well, hey, don't stop watching the videos though. Yeah. So there's no separation between you and that thing that created you, right? There's no separation. Your highest self, your creator, your divine self is you. It is not a separate entity. It is not something that you cannot access. It is not something you have not heard from before. It is you, right? The Ilu says, Mado cho chia oga ho onwea. The person who seeks or searches for their chi will find themselves. You understand, right? The Ilu says a lot of things. The Ilu tells you that the distinction is probably just in your mind, right? That in the end of the day, it's you, that's you, right? That's one thing it says. Another thing the Ilu says is, or it kind of implies, is that there's something to the journey, right? There's something to the journey. There's something to that journey that gets you to that conclusion, that makes that conclusion matter a little bit more, right? At least that's how I interpreted it, right? So the things you want are the things that your chi wants. You understand? People always ask me, you know, how do I know if my chi's mad at me? And that kind of, that kind of thing. And in the end of the day, you have to ask if you're mad at yourself. How do I know how my chi feels about me? How do you feel about yourself, right? That's what it is, okay? There's no distinction between what your chi wants and what you want, what your chi is and what you are. One of the things I was saying earlier when I was plugging the speaking portion was that the religion, let's just say religion does a very good and deliberate job of creating a distinction between you and what you would consider divine. It does a great job of creating a distinction between you and what you call nature. It does a good job of separating the divine, again, from nature. So all three, nature, the divine, and you, are all three separate things. Our ancestors don't see it that way, right? The word Odinani means as it is, right? Odinani, the way it is on the land, right? Observation, reality, truth, that kind of thing, right? And it is very difficult for me to observe a creature that every 24 hours must put nature back into itself, right? And must drink water and think that that thing is separate from what it's eating and separate from what it's drinking, right? That it came from somewhere else or something else, or it operates different, or the creations of the human hand and the human mind are different, or not a function of nature and not a function of their whatever it is that gave them the sentient ability to move around and be what they are, right? So our ancestors observed these things, and through thousands of years of existing, right, they came to the conclusion that a person who searches for their chi eventually finds themselves, right? Now, the journey is important, right? But at the end of the journey, just know that that's who is waiting for you. All right, so that's really what I wanted to share today. Like I said, I'm in sundown Texas, so the sun's going down. If I'm if we're having too much fun and I'm here too long, I'm not suicidal, right? To quote the great Jesse Smollett, I'm here, thank you, I can hear, see just fine. That's deep. So basically what I do, dope. There's a reason everyone has their own chi. It's literally you, my guy, person in there. Well, equinox is on Monday. What is done in Odinani? I don't know. And I don't understand the equinox well enough to know if the equinox happens in the same place or the same everywhere or at the same time everywhere. So I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know enough about that, the equinox. I don't know. When I learn, ask me the question and I'll circle back, or whatever. The challenge is knowing the difference between your true self and your ego. Okay, good. Now, and that's the second part I need to add, right? I just got a very funny text message from someone I hold very dearly. What was I gonna say? The challenge then, the challenge then, as far as Odinani goes, is knowing yourself, right? So it doesn't just, oh, whatever I want is what my chi wants. Oh, okay. The challenge again is knowing yourself, because a lot of the things you think you want, you don't want them. A lot of the things that you believe you should move towards, you don't actually believe you should move towards. A lot of the things you believe you are and should be is not actually who you are. So the challenge then is ima onwegi, to know yourself. And that's the journey. That is the journey, is knowing yourself, right? It's not necessarily memorizing XYZ or is this the way it's done? Is that the way it's done? That's not really what it is. It's what I've come to see. That's not what it is. The journey, the journey of Awele is knowing yourself, trusting the person you're going to meet at the end, having full faith and full confidence in your chi, right? Having full faith and full confidence in the person you're going to meet at the end of that journey, and moving with that level of self-assuredness, self-awareness, and knowing that you as a person are made perfectly valid, perfectly able to be the person you are supposed to be, because that person is your true self. And once you know yourself, you know that person, and you'll know that that person was never far from you to begin with. Okay? So the journey is knowing yourself. Mela says, please get out of that town. I'll do my. Hey, I'm protected. Don't worry about it. I'm protected. Right? I'm protected. I'll do my. Hold on, wait. Is there an Elu that says life doesn't end after death? I'm sure there is. I just can't think of nothing off the top of my head. Uchechi, I would recommend getting a book of Proverbs. It's good stuff. But yeah, I don't know anybody about life not ending after death. I don't know any. Equinox is a northern hemisphere thing, I believe. Okay, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Haha, so true. East Side? All right, someone named East Side. I haven't seen that name before. So Ndewo, if you're new. Nena says be careful. Oh, it's all them man. I'll be very careful. Nena, I feel like I haven't seen your name in a while. Ndewo. Unless maybe you guys are here all the time, I just be forgetting. The challenge is knowing a different the true self and ego. Or them. Chimoge asked, is there an Igbo word for ego? I don't think so. But I'm not sure. Derek, did you watch the Nigerian election? Did you watch the Nigerian election? If so, what are your thoughts? Yeah. I got a lot of thoughts on it. Yeah, we just need to get the hell out of Nigeria. You know, I'm Biafra all the way. So I watched the Nigerian election as a foreign observer. That's not my election, you know. And then it's going to take people to come around and be like, oh, okay, this thing's not going to work. This Nigeria thing is not going to work. It's going to take them time. They're going to have to see this over and over and over. But I've been paying attention since I was like 11 or 10. And so I've seen this about what, maybe, not, even counting state elections, about good, at least 5 times, 4 cycles of this same nonsense. And every single cycle, there's always this big rush of hyper naive people that are trying to pretend they live in America, that they're not in Nigeria. And they're just like, oh, yeah, vote. Oh, make sure to vote. Oh, it's like, no, dude, bring a bottle. Bring a bottle. Okay, let me not encourage violence. I mean, yeah, I'll encourage violence. This is stupid. Bring a damn bottle, right? And bring a stick. This is going to boil down to bottles and sticks. How can somebody come to a polling booth with a stick and you all run away? And every 8 years, it catches you by surprise. But yeah, it's nonsense. Igbo people need to get out of Nigeria. It's a zoo. It's a sinking ship. Yeah, free Nnamdi Kanu. That place is nonsense. If what I'm saying doesn't make sense to you now, it will make sense to you in the next 2 election cycles because everybody's learning curve is different. But it's very obvious that this is nonsense. That is my take on the elections. And talk about the same Peter Obi people were the NSARS people, were the people that campaigned for Buhari to be in power. I mean, it's like, yo, just calm down. Look at what's going on and tell yourself the truth, right? Remember, they used to, okay, so for the Americans, right? There's this guy named, I'm going to talk to the Americans right now because I'm American. Until Biafra, I'm American, right? So, there's this guy, right, who overthrew the government in a violent coup, right? His name is Mohamed Buhari. They got the government back and they put him in jail. He got out of jail. He served his time. He declared that he is a lifelong dedicated adherent to Sharia law, the spread of Sharia law in Nigeria, which is fine in the Muslim parts, but Nigeria is not all Muslims, so that's kind of crazy if that's not your religion, right? Though I would argue Christianity and Islam is the same thing and we already have Sharia law, right? And so this guy declares that. He runs for election, he loses, he kills Igbo and Catholic people, specifically. His followers target Igbo and Catholic people, right? And then you're going to figure out why I sound the way I sound. And then 4 years later, he comes and runs for he does this twice, the killing the Igbo and the Catholic twice. And then 8 years later, he runs for an election, and people like well-educated people cut out his head and start photoshopping him on pictures of Obama. And they start making up slogans for him, talking about change, 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 hope, 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 all right? He's going to do this. These are just well-read, educated, often Lagos-based people. He's going to do this. He's like our Obama. He's our Obama. They just kept saying this over and over. I was like, okay, this guy overthrew and then do you know what he did when he overthrew the government? He overthrew the government and he started a thing called the War on Indiscipline. If somebody asks me what the War on Indiscipline is, go ahead. Ask me what, I'm just talking to the Americans. You Nigerians like this shit. Enjoy. I'm just talking to the Americans and the Biafrans. Somebody asked me what the War on Indiscipline is. Go ahead. Go ahead and ask me what I think about the fucking Nigerian election, right? He's our Obama. Go Google it. They used to cut his head off and put him in pictures of Obama. They used to have him, they'd have him wear a suit. I'm going to explain more how crazy this is. The fuck is this? What is indiscipline? No, Chibella. What is the War on Indiscipline? Somebody asked me what is the War on Indiscipline? Thank you for your question. I'm going to answer what the War on Indiscipline comes from the concept that Buhari, feels that Nigerians are not disciplined. And so the way he's going to discipline them is he's going to have the military posted, just walking around on the street. And if there's a line and a person's not lined up straight, or if people are like rushing through each other, or if you're wearing too many like Western style clothes, you're trying to be like, hip and that kind of thing, that the military and the police we're going to use sticks and beat you, right? Until you start being disciplined. That is this man's policy, right? I'm not exaggerating. I'm not being funny. I'm not like this. As the young people say, this is no cap, right? So they take these sticks and they beat you, and it just over and over and over until people revolted, and then the military take him out because it was too crazy, right? Something's wrong with this guy. He comes out, he says he wants Sharia law all over Nigeria. It's okay, that's kind of weird. And then Boko Haram starts happening, right? And they beat Boko Haram to a standstill. And Boko Haram, at this time, decides that they want to negotiate, and they want that guy to be their spokesperson. They said, I want that guy, okay, who's going to speak for you at the negotiation? We want him. This is Boko Haram, right? If you have need to Google it, right? And so, like, imagine if, like, Kamala Harris was running for president, right? And for some reason, MS-13 gets beat to a standstill. And MS-13 goes, okay, we want her to be our spokesperson. We want her to talk for us. Do you think she's going to win an election immediately after under the pretense that she's the new Obama? Nobody's going to say, hey, why does MS-13 want you to talk for them? And so this happens, right? They put the guy in the Obama clothes. Of course, David Axelrod, the guy that did the Obama campaign, came over. He did this guy's campaign. And as in the same people that were talking about end SARS, just like went out of their way to make sure this guy became the president. And I knew on that day, there will never be a normal election in Nigeria again. On that day, it will never happen. Because I'm not even talking about the fact this man is 80 some years old, right? And this man was alive to see people attack other people's villages on horseback. That's the world he comes from, right? And so the same people that were rooting for this guy, guess what? When this 80 some year old man, when he becomes president, guess what he does? Guess what he does? Somebody say, what did he do when he became president? You know what? You don't even need to ask. I'm going to tell you. He makes a policy called SARS, right? SARS was a group of para-police, they're not even police officers, who are with sticks that beat up indisciplined people. Now, what is a 2020s version of an indisciplined person, right? This is any young person who's driving a nice car or a young person who has a laptop or an expensive phone. Because he believes there's no way a young person would have these things unless they were doing scams or stealing or selling drugs, right? And this is, well, I don't say any young person because they're posted in the South. They're not in the North, right? You know, and he's beating everybody. And the same people with all their Photoshop skills came out, started talking about, what was it? End SARS. We need to end SARS. And you know what I would do? Whenever somebody put end SARS, I would copy their name, highlight their name. I'd search their name and then Buhari 2015, and the person was campaigning for him. Right? What was that? Aisha Yusuf? Was that one? You know? It's the same person campaigning for them, right? And so now the president is a guy that was wanted in the U.S., I believe. I don't know the full story, but David Hundieni, I hope I'm saying his name right, did a good documentary on him. He's wanted. He was selling heroin in the United States. He's the president now, right? So, like I said, Igbo people, you know, I'll wait maybe 2 more election cycles. You'll see what it is, right? But yeah, we need to get out of Nigeria. So that's my thought on the Nigerian elections. I'm cool with the nonsense happening. I think it needs to happen so that people can be like, oh, okay, this is real. Because if I'm saying it and it's just a person saying it, somebody else says it online, okay, it's just them saying it, blah, 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 you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, man, this was for the Americans and for the Biafrans. Nigerians enjoy this kind of thing. Let them have it. I'm not a Nigerian. Oh, that guy. Yeah, Nenda says if you have dreadlocks, they start beating your ass. If you have dreadlocks, that's indiscipline. Back when my dad was young, it's like if you had an afro, they would start beating your ass, that you're indisciplined. You know what I mean? And it's like, these are, man. Northern Nigeria is a different world from Southern Nigeria, and sometimes when Northern Nigeria takes over, it becomes the whole thing just like these things don't make sense to somebody who hasn't seen them before. Somehow they don't make sense to the people who've seen them, you know? So yeah, it's the same people. Then the NSARS people were now, oh, Peter Obi, Peter Obi. Okay, which is fine. Because if you lined up the last candidates we had, which was a guy who can't come to the United States because he's wanted for embezzling money, and a guy who was at one point suspected for selling heroin in the United States, versus a university educated, I think he's an economist or something like that, right? So those three options, I'd pick the guy in the middle. But the guy in the middle happened to be an Igbo guy. So then they started doing their whole Nigerian thing. Oh, Igbo, 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 Igbo. And then from there, we ended up with a heroin dealer, right? That's Nigeria. That's what Nigerians like. That's who they are. Quit trying to act like this is. Anyways, let me let it go. But yeah, yeah, we're not Nigerians. Quit calling yourself a damn Nigerian. What's the name of the documentary? I don't know. Type in. I don't know the documentary. I think it could be called like something about Chicago. Um, David Hundeyin, and I'm going to try to spell his name. Hundeyin. Hundeyin. David Hundeyin. He did a documentary on the upcoming president of Nigeria, right? And that kind of thing. So yeah, we need to be on our own. We need to be Biafra. That's what I support. So if you're talking about Biafra, I'll chime in. But if you're talking about some goddamn zoo Nigeria, I don't. Talking about that zoo called Nigeria, you're on your own. Yeah. Hello, I went to school with Tinubu's nephew. Yeah, man, they're all up in the U.S. Nigeria's definitely. It's not even a police state because a police state has regimentation. A police state has regimentation. There's control. It's just a, you know, downright abuse. My head hurts, Derek. I'm a wee American. Egg, slow down. That's funny. Yeah, I gave you the footnotes. It's way crazier than that. I didn't even tell you about how they started importing ISIS. They started importing, just in case the previous president didn't step out, they started importing members of ISIS in the Sahel, like Mali and all those places, so that if the president doesn't step out, they could all attack him, right? And then they try to give the ISIS people free land as their compensation, and only Igbo people, right? I'm tired of acting like it's everybody doing this. Only Igbo people kicked back, and it didn't work. And so then they just started kidnapping everybody in the north, right? Because you got a bunch of ISIS members with no job, nothing to do, that kind of thing. And only Nnamdi Kanu specifically, hey, they're trying to do this thing, and that's what's going on. But then when you talk to some of these people that think they like that they're trying to pretend, oh, well, according to the polls, I think, according to the polls, polls. You poll my ass. Somebody shows up with that goddamn bottle, you know. I'm sorry, as you can tell, I'm heated. This is some bullshit. Yeah, the documentary is David Who. It's not a book, it's a documentary. David. Yeah, ISIS. They are importing ISIS, and the Fulani herdsmen is the official title. And these are militia groups from the Sahel, right? The Sahel has a bunch of like roaming. The Sahel is like an ocean, right? So oceans have pirates. So they have pirates, right? Which are like a lot of Fulani, Tuareg, all them. They start bringing them in just in case they really needed to make things happen. But then now they don't want to leave. They don't want to leave because Nigeria is better than, where they came from. They don't want to leave, and they want their compensation for the work they were about to do and didn't get to do, that kind of thing. And they're trying to get the compensation off of dishing out Igbo land and dishing out everybody's land, but only one group kicked back. So yeah, we need to get out of there. Please, the zoo. They're going to demonetize my channel. Ah, shit. All right, guys, I think I've talked enough. Like I said, I'm in the middle of sundown America. I accidentally put hide chat. Let me stop. No, don't do that. Okay, there. All right, there. I'm in the middle of sundown America. You guys asked me about the Nigerian election. I'm not necessarily heated about it. I've just come to realize that people take time to see things. That so, some people don't receive things at a level of information. Like you hear something, it's like, oh, okay, I'll make a decision. It has to happen to some people. It has to happen to most people. So these things have to keep happening. So for people to realize, oh, okay, this is not good. You know, there's something bad's going on. Let's make this work, right? That kind of thing. So, Odemma. So we wanted ISIS over there, got it. Go pick up my save. I had no idea all this is going on. Thank you for informing us. Yeah, anytime. Yeah, anytime. Years of colonization, movement of Dutch, Portuguese. Funny herdsman. Yeah, them boys is wild. Yeah. Cool. All right, so hate to get. I'm not gonna do too much politics on this channel. Especially, I'll kind of do American politics if I need to, but I won't do Nigeria. It's stupid. And it's like, it's not even politics. It's like somebody kicking someone in the mouth. You want to start doing an analysis of that? It's like, just make that thing stop. It's bad, right? That's the analysis. You know? Fred Inze, first time watching your video live. I'm strongly into spiritual. All them in the 3D. I'm an artist in Switzerland. I speak with art. Fred Inze, what you said, I appreciate what you said, man. That's dope. Jashike one there, Jashike. Do you think Nigeria would be better off broken up into smaller states? Yeah, it would be better. It would be, yeah, it has to be broken up. Every amalgamation, like all the states that are similar to Nigeria, when Nigeria was, they've all been broken up except Nigeria. So India got broken, Pakistan, India. The USSR is broken up, Yugoslavia is broken up, all those ethnos. It's not the same thing as like American diversity, right? A lot of times when I try to explain these things to people who like are used to America, they think it's the same thing as American diversity. It's closer to like if you said, okay, America, Mexico, Canada, and Russia, you guys all have to be one country, right? Figure it out. All right. Some random white guy came and said, hey, I can balance the checkbook a little better if we just combine all these things. And then that's the creation of Nigeria. So it's that. That's what it is. So saying it has to be broken into ethno states, yeah, but that's like Igbo is not a tribe. It's a nation, right? There's more Igbo people in the world than Spanish people. You understand? You know, that kind of thing. So there's not, why is Spain not a tribe? It's not a tribe. Right? So you can't combine a bunch of nations artificially for literally no reason. If they find a reason, sure. But there's no reason right now, other than the fact that it's somebody did it what, I don't know, I think 100 years ago. You know? Yeah, about 106 or so years ago. Somebody said, hey, I think it'd be better if we balance the books. And then he asked his mistress, I'm not lying, hey, what should we call this thing? She goes, oh, Nigeria, right? That kind of thing. Don't ask me what the Niger means. All right, y'all. I'm not doing this politics thing again, unless it's by force. So I appreciate you guys for coming. I got to get out of this place. I'm in sundown America, though I'm protected, so I got nothing to worry about. Nobody worry for me. As always, if you want to support the channel, best place to support is patreon.com/themedicineshell. Patrons have access to my full research library and all these different things, though you don't need that. It's all about knowing yourself. So the Patreon is really about just supporting the channel and joining the community and having really good discussions on our group study. That being said, you guys, I gotta go. So uno gade, uno geto, nko abla nutri aka ogade no wa, ogade otwa neke, no rie, na afo, na nkwo, ise. Take care, y'all.